What up, Easy Peasy peeps? Welcome to the newly branded Easy Peasy Video School. New name, same channel. So I know getting on camera or putting yourself out there in a public platform like social media, it's just super scary, and that you have fears of looking, sounding stupid, or that people will judge you critically, or that's just something you just don't do. But for nonprofits, the thing that really resonates with the community and supporters is how they can relate to the work or the people. And they may find a connection with your cause or the community you impact or the work that you do if they can connect with you. So if you are a representative of your org or the face of your organization, one of the best things you can do is just be yourself. One, because you're the best possible person for that job because, well, you are yourself, and by being yourself, you bring authenticity to this relationship with your audience. And in this day and age, now more than ever, authenticity is so in. We want to connect with you, not with a character that you portray that you think we'll like instead. And trust me, I get it, because I've been on stages and in front of cameras for over 15 years, and yet I have anxiety and imposter syndrome, and it's really hard for me to feel comfortable enough to just be myself. But what I've learned is that I get way more engagement when I've been myself and comfortable sharing these things versus being perfect and polished and bulletproof. So today, let's go over why it's important and how to be comfortable being yourself so that you can build and engage an audience that will be a champion for you. Now, if you're looking for specific tips on how to get more comfortable on camera, I went ahead and put together my super awesome and easy to follow tip sheet of things I do to get myself comfortable on camera. It's one thing for me to tell you how to do it, but I thought, why don't we put it together on a super easy to reference sheet that you can print out and put right below your camera so that you can quickly go through these before the red light goes on and you can be at your best for the camera. And like that Hair Club for Men ad, I'm not just the author of this, I'm also a user of this list. See? So I actually think that everyone should know these easy things to do to get comfy on camera. So I'm not going to charge you for it. I think you should have it. It's a great resource. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a link to it in the description so that you can download it for free and print it out for yourself. Now, I'm curious, what's your biggest hurdle or challenge when it comes to getting on camera? Go ahead and leave a comment below and let's talk about it. I bet that we all actually have a lot in common. Now, before we get into this thing, I just wanted to share with you that this is something that I think would be beneficial for whatever platform that you're planning to put yourself on. But for the sake of, this group, because we're talking about Easy Peasy Video School, I'm going to be kind of referencing things that you would want to use when you're on camera for a video. But again, like I said, you could use this for a lot of other things, like whether you're on a stage or if you're having conversations with people. The main thing is when you're representing yourself and your organization, the key we're going to be talking about today is being yourself. So, being yourself, don't worry, I get it. It's hard being yourself. I mean, I still struggle with it. I have this alter ego that Jamie has named MC Nolan. That's when I try to come off polished and rehearsed and super fake sounding, like I'm emceeing an event. Like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Let me go ahead and introduce you to what we're going to be talking about today. I'm so excited. It's like I wouldn't talk like that to you in normal life. So if I carried myself like that in a video where I'm speaking to you about, say, my organization and why you should donate to it, you'd be all like, how legit is this? What are you trying to hide? So I just want you to get comfortable with the idea of knowing that I'm coming from a place of experience myself. I'm not saying like, hey, you should be comfortable, it's super easy. No, I get it, it's super hard. But here are some things that we can talk about as to why it's important and maybe some things that you can do to get better at it. So the first thing that I think we all have trouble with is the fear that us being ourselves may turn people away, that they're gonna think I'm stupid, or I they don't like me, and all these insecurities that we most people have when dealing with public speaking. And the truth is, if they aren't going to like you for who you are, then they probably weren't your type of person to begin with. And the likelihood of them supporting you and your organization probably would have been unlikely anyways. So what I like to say is, don't let fear drive your decisions. Let your passion and your why drive you. A lot of the times when you're thinking about getting on camera or speaking to your audience, the first things you think of are the fears of like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to say that, or I don't want to come off like this. I'm worried about that. That's such a negative way of approaching it. Instead, concentrate on what you do want to sound like. I want to share with them what I'm excited about. I want to share with them the work that we're doing with this, with our organization. I want to share my passion for the community that I'm serving. Like, have that be your focus. And I'm telling you, it's going to make it so much easier for you to just be yourself, because now you just are focusing on what you know best, which is you and how you feel. The next thing I've done is that I'm continuing to work on is that I'm learning that accepting my self-perceived flaws or things that I'm embarrassed about comes easier when I just am open and honest about them. And I tell people in my audience, like, what has happened that in the past is I worried like, oh, I'm so nervous and I got to button it up and try to really get it together, which of course you want to focus and you want to be together. But if you screw up or things go wrong, instead of pretending like, oh, that didn't happen, I've been like, oh man, this is live. I'm so sorry. I'm so nervous. Like it shows like, hey, Nolan is screwing up and he's nervous about it and he's honest about it. And I would be nervous too. I love that he's just like me. Like, there's ways that you can actually come across as human and relatable when you're just open and honest about the things that you're concerned about. And what has happened is that instead of it turning people off, in my experiences when I'm open and honest, it's created more of a connection. And so many people have reached out to me and have said so. And so I know that it works from experience. So trust me, learn to be comfortable with it and just own it. And the next thing that you would want to do is imagine that you're talking to one person instead of multiple people. Especially when we're talking to a camera, we're just imagining, oh, this is going to be shared with hundreds, thousands, millions of people, and all you can think of is all those different eyeballs looking at you and all those judgy perceptions and all those critical thinkers out there and those haters. But instead, I want you to just think of one person and imagine it's your biggest supporter, someone who you actually know and who supports you in what you do and say. That's going to help you focus, and it's much more comfortable thinking of that positive person. Like, imagine I'm talking to someone that likes me, and now when I'm speaking, I feel like I can imagine them resonating with it and not judging me and not being ultra critical and smiling and nodding along with me, and that'll keep me going. Versus if it's somebody who is just listening to me and is so critical of me, every single word that I say, they're criticizing. It's so hard for me to keep my confidence, keep my focus, and it just doesn't serve you in any way. So it changes the whole vibe when you picture that you're talking to someone that likes you and wants to hear what you have to say versus the opposite. So again, imagine that you're talking to one person and it's someone that you know and like, someone that's like your biggest champion, your biggest fan. And instead of focusing on your insecurities, which is what we all do, and what you think people think about you that they don't like about you, think about what you do great. Focus on the traits that your friends or people that know you and work with you and that like you, think about those traits that they like about you. Like, you'll notice that they'll say, oh, you're such a positive person, or oh, you're so funny, or you're so witty, or you're so caring, you're so sincere. Whatever it is that you feel that people tend to point out about you that they like, focus on that verse and have that be what you think about versus, oh man, I'm always worried that I come across nervous, or that I'm soft-spoken, like all these kind of like things that you worry about. If you focus on it, that's what's going to come across on camera or on stage. So I want you to flip that and concentrate on the good stuff. So let me know in the comments below what you think your best trait or quality is. Don't worry, this is a safe space. I give you permission to say it and not be judged as an arrogant SOB. I know that's super hard. Like I myself, you will be surprised to know, like I have a hard time complimenting myself or saying something positive about myself. But really, if we can't say that about ourselves, then who can, right? So let's get more comfortable in owning our good stuff, the good qualities. And that's how you connect with those who you want to, because now you're speaking to your audience in your voice. And if you're being you, then they'll feel that authentic connection. So let's go ahead and review. So again, be yourself. Be comfortable being yourself. Don't let fear drive you. Focus on talking to one person and have that person be someone who likes you and is not a hater. And the key to an authentic relationship with your audience starts with you being authentic. So go ahead, soak this all in, and try to change your mindset about this. I know it's not going to make it any more comfortable being in front of a camera, but if you can steer your focus and your direction and how you approach being on camera or communicating with your audience and owning who you are and being comfortable with being yourself, I'm very sure that it's going to really make a difference in helping you resonate and connect in a real positive way and meaningful way with the audience that you're trying to reach. All right, I mentioned again in the beginning that if you wanted technical pointers and tips of how to come across and get comfortable on camera, not necessarily being yourself, but just things like what kind of tricks you can do to come across more comfortable on camera and getting ready to get that red light to go on and you're like, I'm here. So we got that tips on how to get more comfy on camera. That's free in the link below in the description box. So go ahead and get that, download it, print it out, put it under your camera just like how I am. And if you could do us a huge favor, please help us get the algorithms to spread us and our word to more people who could use our help. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on our channel on this particular video. It would really be so special and helpful for us. Thank you very much in advance. And right now, we're going to go ahead into our free Q&A session where we're going to ask you, our viewers, any questions that you want answers to in regards to what we talked about. A lot of the times we go deep diving into the subjects of these videos in our Q&A sections. And you can either join us here on YouTube and watch the Q&A section, or if you want to be a part of it and ask questions live right now, you can do so by being in our free private Facebook group. There's a link in the description below, but if you're in our private Facebook group, don't worry, we're gonna get started with our Q&A in just a few seconds, so hang tight. I'm gonna go join Jamie and we'll see you there. Bye.